Hi there, this is Mare. This is the third video in the Junky Journal series that I am doing. I'm creating a journal using as much junk mail as I can and as much things that I would normally throw out, like cereal boxes or recycle and that kind of stuff in it. I'm also going to add a lot of my own creativity and charms and bling and all sorts of things like I normally do, but just using as much junk mail and junky things as I can. Okay, so today we're going to talk about these Posey pockets. I believe I talked about that in my first video in this series. I'm going to put those links to the first and second video in the description box below, so you can check it out if you haven't so already. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe, hit that notification bell to be updated in any new videos that I post. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, would really appreciate it. Okay, so this was using our paper towel rolls. So you just cut the size that you want and staple it. I gessoed mine. Staple it if you're going to put some trim at the bottom, which looks super cute, or you can glue it. I glued mine. Let me show you what I came up with. Like this one, I used some texture on there and a little bit of green ink on there to give it a little mossy look. Used a stamp, a little crackle stamp on there to give it a little extra something. And this is a white cloth covered wire that I've just put a hole in it and curled right there so it wouldn't come out. I believe I put a little bit of glue on that as well. And then just put stuff in it. I thought it would look really cute with perhaps some envelopes, some mini envelopes. If you're putting it in a journal, you know, it's not that thick either. So that would be a real cute embellishment, I think. Little envelopes would be cute on there. Dangle little sari ribbon bow on there or something like that. The other thing I did, like with this one, used the wire that has the leaves on it. Put just some greenery in there. These got little pink flowers on them and buds. This one had the gesso on it. I just cut it a little taller, and I put a background stamp and then a regular stamp of some flowers, and then I used some Lindy's Magicals, and you know, with water, and make sure you use archival ink so it doesn't, you know, spread and run everywhere. And it has a little shimmer to it, and I really like that. Green moss in there as well. I thought that turned out really cute. That would look great as an embellishment. And then for us grungy enthusiasts, I just put some ball pins here in some eyelets because I wasn't sure what charms I'm going to use, or if I'm going to. I don't think I'll be using it for this journal, but I have some rusty leaves. That would look really cute. Here's a little nib. It could be dangled with those envelopes in the pocket. Maybe put a little tag in there. There's a little bunny, little tags and tickets. That would be cute. Even use a little jute hanger, which can just be, you don't have to put the holes in it. You could just glue that on there. That would be really cute. What else did I have? I had a little butterfly. So you just ink it up, and then you got something grungy that you can add to it. So I thought those were real cute. This is a little picture that's been beeswaxed with some tea bags. We are going to get to the tea bags and doing little embellishments. Those will be craft with me, so this is the last real tutorial type thing for this series anyway. But you'll be able to follow along with some craft with me as I finish my journal up. Okay, and we're going to talk about these envelopes as well. I mentioned the junk mail envelopes and making little booklets out of them. So what I did was I just took 2 envelopes like this. You'll be able to, according to your size of junk mail envelopes, cut off the top tabs here. I did not leave the flap on this particular one, but I did fold it over. I like folding things over and gluing it on, just give it that little extra stability. Just glued here, here, here on the one envelope, Just put it on top of there to leave a pocket here, like so. And then when you fold that over, whatever's behind this window, you're going to have different envelopes wherever your window is going to be. And make sure you have it low enough with your fold so that still closes. Put an eyelet in there and put some ribbon around there. That would be cute. Or just tie it right around here and leave it closed. I'm using a lot of my scrapbook paper up, so I thought this would be a great journal to do that in. If I'm going to put that here, so when the picture's not in it, it would still look pretty there. Then I would just glue wherever I'm going to put my picture in. I'm going to leave open. So if I put a picture here, have my pocket here, I'm just going to glue here, here, and here. But I'm not going to do that until after I collage. And that's just the simple part. But now I did start out doing some of my collage with Mod Podge, which is fine, which is perfect. But that's the mess that you see in front of me. But I don't think all that much about it. I just pick out, like if I wanted all neutral colors, then I'm gonna do that. And then just add little pieces. And I let the ends come up. I like that look, but you do you, whatever you like. I don't like my pieces cut perfectly angled and perfect. If that part bothers me, but if you like that, you go ahead and just start building on it like so. However, if you don't want to get it so wet, that Mod Podge actually does tend to do, but I knew I was going to be putting a lot of gesso on top and everything else. You can also just use your art glitter glue. Now, of course, I was doing this earlier, so I left my pin off. But that's easy too. Just I overlap and I got all my pieces ripped up and cut up the way I wanted. And I just kind of go with it and see what I like and put my pieces on. And I take some of my tissue paper and my those offcuts from the coffee filters. That has all my colors on it that I'm using for my journal. So that's really neat to use. And I'll go over it like this and just scrunch it and put blobs of that on there. And I get the whole thing done. And then I'll take my piece of scrapbook paper and go like this. And again, just gluing it on 3 sides because I know my pocket to put a picture in it's going to be like that. And this particular format with these particular junk mail envelopes, I know that when this closes, this is going to show. So I would put something, something a little bit prettier probably in this section when I go to decoupage that or glue my pieces down. So when it closes, it's nice and pretty. And then in this particular one, and I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about, I would just put a pack of paper, put some papers together, staple it at the top, and stick a little booklet of paper in there. I think that would be really nice to have. You could also make another pocket over here if you like. So when it's over like this, you'd be able to put another, or the person would be able to put another picture in there, and like so. So I'll show you what I've done. This one, right, we got the 2 envelopes, position them where you want them. I know that this is going to close and still allow me to close that. This I will be gluing down like that because I just want it to end up looking like this. So this was another style of envelopes that I got. Now here I would put my pack of paper, maybe even put it on a hinge and put it up here. Just some paper strips for writing. So that's a good idea. And this is all for snippets and for the envelopes for what I put together, and then I put it all in a big bag and pull it back out. It was all separated though, I have to say at one point. Okay, so this is the journal. I'll show you what I've added. Like I talked about, I might add stuff to the cover. Here's just a metal keyhole plate that I put on there. I put a hole through it and just put some muslin that is super, super long because I don't know how thick this is going to get. As many of you know, my journals are very, very chunky journals, heavily embellished. I did put the eyelet through here for the tassel that I'm going to make and the beading. Again, I'll be doing craft with me's for that. And I put an eyelet through here in a hole, and this was just an antique key that I had, and on this little ball chain hook. So, open it up here. This is one of our, well, this isn't coffee filters. This is that pattern paper that I made and just lightly colored it. That's a better light. And then here's the booklet. I put this top piece on as well. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a scrap that I had. And there's little hooks there that I'm going to be dangling some things from. I've added lots of gesso to my pages. Now, I don't always do that to begin with, but for some reason, that's the way it went with me as I was flipping through, and that's what I end up doing. I needed it to have that white chalky look. That's what I was just having in my mind, so I went and did it. Here's the envelope booklet. So I put muslin all the way around, strung the piece in there, so there's two sides. This has been lots of different pieces of collage there, lots of gesso. I love adding fabric to my collages, even when I use paper collage. I may have this little piece that I cut out of some scrap fabric, put a little bottom like a pot. There's lots of pieces in here, book pages and pieces of old doily. There's some of my coffee filter pieces that I had left over, tissue paper. Like I said, lots of gesso. There's a little flower that I made with paper and doily. There's the booklet that I was talking about to use for the other one. I just put some papers together, put it on a, just hinged it, stapled it and hinged it. Here's an area for writing on this dyed paper here. Here's the pocket from that other envelope being over here, like I showed you. I will be tucking some things in there. And there's the window that when it closes, right, there's the pretty. There's an area here on back to write. And this is the pocket here that I've placed a copy of a picture, an old photograph, but I thought that was here. And I just glued here and down here and here to make that little pocket opening so I could put the picture in. And then somebody can put another picture in there if they desire, or leave that in there. And lots of fabric, lots of scrap pieces. And I just love how it turned out. And that's the back. And then it just ties through the holes here, like so. And I tied it in front in a bow. Put little scraps. I hit an old napkin, a vintage napkin, and I just cut that out as the perfect colors. I made sure I did a lot of inking around it all, and it's me, you know, so I put it in that pocket there, and I'm probably going to make something a little thinner, probably for the back one. And just something a little similar. It's what I like to do. And I'll show you, I just have my pages started. I've added gesso in some spots. And I've put clips here because I believe that's where I will be using some of the envelopes that I started. This is just one that I know that I'm probably going to glue here, or, you know, one of these spots, and I'm just gonna glue here, here, and along here, and then so the top has a spot, and then this is open to put a picture in, and I haven't done any of my inking, and I haven't added bits of fabric or scraps that I have, but I will definitely be doing that. And here is the start of what I will be doing in my centered signatures. Just a 2-page layout. Here was another page that I thought would look really good with some form of envelope. So this is one that I will be using once it's inked, once I have gesso on it. Made it have a little snippet up here. I just did the bottom part and I folded it up. Oh, this opening here is on this side, so I will probably use it over here. So that put off to the side. Like I said, I have gesso over a lot of it. I did some rice paper on this, put a poem on there, and there's my glassine envelope, my Wendy's envelope that I've added here. I'll be adding charms, and I'll be adding a little something there as well. And that's about it, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and again, look for those craft with me's, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, bye.